right, so you know what time of week it is? It is time for the weekly Unikernel application spotlight. This week we're looking at LDAP. Well, we're not necessarily looking at LDAP itself, but lightweight LDAP implementation, LLDAP, which is a project I ran across recently. Just flipping it back to LDAP for a second. LDAP's been around and for a while. I think 93 or somewhere around there was when it officially started, coming out, and we had implementations like slapd, like 94 or something like that. This grew out of X500. It wasn't really until 99 or 2000 that we got Active Directory for Microsoft, which is not LDAP, but LDAP can speak to it. And then obviously everybody wanted something on the open source side, and so that's where this came from. For those who aren't really aware of how it's used or how it was used, you have companies like Okta, right? And so SSO and anything to do with auth, anything to do with identity, anything of that nature, you're going to run into. There's lots of different other backends too. So IAM and, as I said, SSO and so forth. All these concepts, they are distinct concepts, but they all kind of mesh together and they all kind of interoperate together. So you could be using something like Ophelia as well. I think that's how you pronounce this, which is also runs as a unikernel, by the way. We already did that. The show today is about LLDAP. So again, this is it's a lightweight implementation. Has a GraphQL server to query with. It's specifically built, I guess, to be a lot easier to use than like slapd. Slapd is, as I mentioned, it was like 93, 94 when it came out. So it's, it was written for that time period, right? Say no more. It has a little web application interface, which I'll show you. It has a little shell tool because I guess some people in this community didn't really like LDAP search and all the other tools that exist too. So this we'll show this off as well. But yeah, this is a super basic thing. They have like a suggested recommended architecture. Obviously, we're pushing this under unikernel. Has some examples and so forth. So yeah, let's just go ahead and let's run it, right? So this is the package that I made. We're going to run this. And so we have two ports we're listening on, 17170 and 3890. Our 17170 is our web API server, and of course 3890 is the LDAP. Yeah, basically this just spins it up, and then we can go ahead and query it. So we'll use LDAP search, which is what I think it's LDAP details is, I think, the package that you can install this with if you're on a deb-based system. And so obviously once our password, which is just ABC 12345678. I put this in here, but it's also set in the the package here. So iberg, what is this? LLDAP. Yeah, I just threw this in as an mvar. If you're gonna use this on prod, yeah. So there's actually two things here. One, I would just inject this environment variable in through your config. And so when you're doing that with a package, it's as simple as running, your package and then passing it a config. It's super easy. And then the JWT, you're supposed to generate this. Don't reuse this existing one. We could talk about JWTs, but I'm not going to get into it. So anyways, pretty basic, right? And then, yeah, so yeah, we showed you can use LDAP search. It's found 2 results. It found the admin. Okay, well, let's go ahead and let's pop into their web portal if I have it open somewhere here. Okay, I had already logged in, so it still has my session. But yeah, this is a super basic, you know, web interface, and I think that's the purpose of this program is they wanted something that was super basic. So you can create a new user, right? Do Bob and display name of Bob, first name of Bob, last name of McBobber, Bob at bob.com. We'll just give them a no password, hit submit. Okay, so now we got a new user. That's cool. And so if we do our search again, we can see that now Bob is showing up because I'm searching for everything under the yeah. So yeah, it's pretty basic. Oh, and we wanted to show this guy. So LDAP CLI. Yeah, let's see. So this is I guess this is supposed to be an easier interface than something like LDAP search. So it's more straightforward. It's just like, hey, give me the list of users. Obviously, we're using the same in var again, and then you can kind of see that it just does what it wants to do. And obviously, plenty of examples on how to use this CLI. You get the group info, group list, all the stuff that you would actually need and want. As I mentioned, this plugs into Keycloak, it plugs into Authlia, it plugs into all sorts of stuff. You can do different backends. You can plug it into MySQL or Postgres. By default, it's using SQLite. So it's pretty interesting. If you have the need for an LDAP server, I would definitely check this out. It's easier to use, and now you can run it as a Nanos Unikernel. All right, till next time.